Hi, hello, I'm live again. It's Friday, and I don't know about you guys, but this week has gone by so fast, so fast. Okay, so let's get started. Today I'm going to be talking about 3 reasons why writing a book series will make you a more successful author. Okay, so the most prolific authors, as we all know, think about the best-selling authors. Stephen King, Dean Koontz, James Patterson, J.K. Rowling, all of those authors have written many, many books. Some of them have been in series. Some of them have just been single, standalone books. But they have written many, many books, and that's how they have become really well-known authors. Now, even though I work mostly in the self-publishing industry with self-publishing authors, the rules are still the same. If you are a self-publishing author that has only written one book, chances are that people aren't going to know about you. Sorry, but that's the truth. Your mom might buy your books, your cousins might buy your books, but as far as getting that widespread range of just a lot of people to buy your book, it's probably not going to happen if you're a single published author. You've only published one book. So the whole point of this blog series, this is part 1, the whole point of this blog series is to talk about how writing not just one book, but a series of books where there's 3, 4, 5 books in that series will make you a more successful self-published author. Okay? So as everybody is piling in, please leave a comment or like to let me know that you are watching. And let me know that everything is good, because I have notes everywhere. My microphone is over here, so I want to make sure that people can actually hear me. And then we have a storm going on outside. So if everything is good, please give me a thumbs up. Hey, Jason's watching. Hey, Jason, how are you? Thank you so much for watching. Okay, so let me make sure that everything is good. Okay, all right, so we're good. Okay, so let's get started. So as I said, the most prolific authors are ones that have published many, many books. And as a self-published author, you can write many books that are standalone books, just one book and that's it. One book and that's it, not a continuing series. But the most effective way to become a well-known self-publishing author is to write a series. Okay, so the whole point of this blog series is I interviewed, this is one of my better known clients, Lou Paduano. See, he wrote 4 books. This is the first one, Signs of Portents, and it's an urban fantasy book series. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about Lou's books specifically to talk about why writing a book series will help you become a more successful and better self-publishing author. Okay? All right, so let's get started. So I got my notes. So this Facebook Live video, what we're going to be covering today is why the most prolific authors are those who have written many books. Okay? Why readers will get invested in characters and a series, and how authors can leverage that to have long-term profits and a big audience of readers who will buy their books. And then we're going to be talking about how, regardless of your marketing tactics as a self-publishing author, writing a series of books will give you the best return on investment for your author business. Okay? Okay, so let's get started. Yeah. Okay, so I have many, many clients. I've been a book editor since 2000, professionally since 2012. I've been in the industry since like 2003. It's been a long time. But professionally, I've been a book editor since 2012. And I have edited so many different books by so many different authors. The count for the number of books I've edited now is over 300 different books by many different authors, and they all have varying levels of success, right? Okay, so what I have found, there's a pattern. Now, what I have found is that the more successful self-publishing authors that I work with are the ones that have written series, okay? Now, Jason, I think he's still watching. Jason is one of them. He wrote the Redemption Mountain trilogy. So same thing with Lou Padawan with his Greystone series, Greystone collection. And so how this works, okay? So let me back up a second. So my original goal in doing this blog series was to encourage self-publishing authors to write a book series, okay? But then as I was interviewing my client, Lou Padawan, he kind of helped me realize that really the only way to carve a name out for yourself in this very, very saturated industry is to write a book series, okay? Because let's face it, there are, oh gosh, I'm trying to think of the numbers. I think there are thousands of books published on Amazon every single day. So I mean, millions and millions and millions of books that are available on Amazon. And if you're a self-publishing author, how are you going to stand out? And the truth is that most self-publishing authors, you know, it's a tough industry, okay? And they don't necessarily always do well. But the ones that do well are the authors who publish series, okay? So in the process of doing the research for this blog series, 3 parts, and interviewing Lou, is that I realized that there are, you know, the only way to carve out a name for yourself in this industry, as I said, is to write a blog series or a book series. Okay, all right. So let me repeat that. The most important thing that my most successful clients have in common is that they've written many books, or especially a series of books. Okay, all right. So to learn more about this, to learn more about writing a book series, I interviewed Lou, okay? And so here's his book. So Lou is still pretty new to the industry, okay? He's written 4 books, so he's published 4 books. Actually, number 5 is on my editing desk right now. I just finished the line edit last week, and I'm going to be starting the final proofread soon. That book will be out in September. It's the last of the series for now. But even though he is relatively new to the industry, he's already seen actually quite a bit of success. He will publish a book, and then within 2 weeks or a month, he'll already have like 20 or 30 reviews, which is huge. It's huge, okay? And obviously, you know, if you don't know how it works in the self-publishing industry, like Amazon is the number 1. So if you're publishing your book on Amazon, and if you have more than 20 reviews on your book will appear higher in like the recommended books that, you know, Amazon will recommend, or higher in searches or anything like that. And so, and obviously with the more reviews that you have on your book, the more people are going to be paying attention to your book, okay? And obviously, you know, when I say the more reviews on your book, you obviously want to have good reviews, okay? And so that's why it's important to get a book editor, okay? A book editor will help you make sure that your story is good in terms of plot, storyline, character development, pacing, and all the big picture issues, and then all the way down to the small things like typos, grammar, word choice, things like that. Okay. So in the world of self-publishing, book series tend to do better than single books. Okay. Why? Now, this is because readers get invested in a series and they will keep purchasing they will purchase the next book whenever it's available. Okay, that makes sense, right? Because have you ever read a book, okay, and then you were really into the book, it was really good, and then you turn to the last page and you feel depressed, right? Okay, and that's actually a real thing. There's actually been studies on that, studies done on that, and I have a link in the blog post. So that's actually a real thing. So when readers have the option to continue reading about this character and his or her adventures, that is, I mean, how incredible is that? Not only for the reader in terms of being able to follow the characters in their next stories, but also for the author in terms of book sales and money, right? So as an author, especially as an independent self-publishing author, you absolutely want to at least consider writing a book series. Okay, all right. So here's an example. Okay, this just hit the news, I think, last week. So that new movie, the Avengers, I think it's Infinity War. I don't follow it. I'm not super big into superheroes, but that movie series, it just like smashed box office records because it's a series. Okay, and so all the people that have been following these characters from like all these different movies are coming to watch this movie. And that's why, I mean, it was, I don't know how much, it was billions or whatever, but that just goes to show that series work. Okay. So any questions? Debbie is here. Hey, Debbie. All right. Okay. So if we have no questions, I'm going to move forward. Okay. All right. So the reason why book series work is because readers develop connections with characters, okay? And so to make this work for you as an author, you need to write a book series, okay? And it just makes sense. So how this works is that you write book number 1, okay? And you might have a small following, but then when you write book 2, you have more interest. And these are the things that I'm going to be talking about next week in part 2 of this mini blog series, okay? So when you write book 2 in the series, there's a lot more interest. The interest grows. And then when you write book 3 in the series, then you're starting to gather a following, okay? People will read book 1 and they'll buy, most of them will continue on in the series. They'll buy book 2. And then once you get into writing book 3, book 4, you're writing these books and you already have a reader base, okay? So instead of, starting from scratch every single time, you already have these readers who are going to be ready and gung-ho to buy your books, the next books in the series. And how amazing is that to know that, okay, I'm writing this book and I know that hundreds or thousands of people are going to be reading this, like guaranteed. Okay, so that's important. Yeah. So the main lesson to learn, to take away from here, is that readers get invested in a series and they will keep purchasing the next book in the series just to follow the series and the characters. Okay? Okay, so for a side note, kind of stepping away from that, you can reach a bestseller status or really good sales in the independent publishing industry by publishing several standalone books that are unrelated to each other, but it's not as effective than if you were going to write a series, for example. Okay, and so as I said, and again, the whole reason for that is because readers get connected to the characters in the book. Okay, and this one is Lauren, Detective Lauren, and Surya. Okay, and they're throughout the entire book series. Okay, so that's why people get connected to the characters, and they wanna find out what happens next in these characters' lives, and so then they will read your book. They'll buy your book. That's important, and then they'll read your book. Okay. So let me. Hey, Carrie's here. Hi, nice to see you. Thank you so much for watching. So what I'm going to do is Sasha's here. Hey, Sasha. Okay, so I am posting this blog link right in here. There we go. Okay, so so here's the blog. Hold on. Here we go. Technical issues. There we go. So there's the blog post. That includes all the information that I just said and a little bit more. Okay. So read the blog post and let me know if you have any comments or anything. Let me see. Now let me see if I have any questions. Debbie said, "Hey, Mama." Hey, Debbie. Hey. Okay. And then Carrie and Sasha are here. Thank you guys so much for watching live. This is awesome. This is so great. Okay, so today we talked about why the most prolific authors are those who have written many books, why readers will get invested in characters and as a book series, and what that means for the author's long-term profits, money, okay, and book sales, okay, and then how, regardless of your marketing tactics, writing a series of books will give you the best return on investment in your author business. Okay, so if you have any questions, I don't think I have any other questions. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them right here on the blog, and I'll get back to you. I'm always on my Facebook. I'm always answering questions. Or you could email me. Visit my website, KristenCorrects.com. You could email me directly, Kristen@KristenCorrects.com. And I think that's good. Okay, subscribe to my newsletter, subscribe and keep watching these live videos because they're gaining momentum and it's super exciting. Okay, so next week I'm going to be talking about part 2 of the series, which will go further into detail of why as a self-publishing author you should be writing we should be writing a book series. Okay, part 2 next week at 11 o'clock Mountain Time. Okay, all right, well, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Bye.